Now we're in the right scene. There we go. Hello and welcome to This Is Difficult Gaming Podcast.
Hey.
The show where we
Hi.
talk about video games and other things, but mostly just video games.
Josh,
I'm
did you get the
Paul.
Instagram up?
Huh?
I couldn't get the email to go through.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll work on that later.
Cool. I'm Paul. I'm one of your
Paul's
hosts.
like, stop
I'm
talking.
here
still
with Josh and Colin. One of these days, I'll be able to get a intro
Without being
done
interrupted.
Without being completely
I don't
interrupted.
think so.
It'll be
That's
awesome.
not happening.
I think Colin's made it his point to
Oh yeah,
do
it's
that
kind of like
on
the whole
purpose
point.
every show.
Yeah, it's the whole
Yeah.
point of like you always being like, "What episode is?" Although you did not do that today. I was kind of.
He knew.
What
because
episode
it's
is
like
it?
6-0, guys.
There we go. Thank you. It is the big old 6-0. This is our 60th episode.
That
We
was
should
the
do
most
something
important
special.
one.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, 69 will be our most important one.
That'll be pretty great.
Hey, let's real quick talk about some ideas that me and Colin and Chamali had. I don't know if you saw them in the channel, in the podcast channel, this previous
Okay.
week.
What was your idea?
About, well, Colin, you were part of the idea. Is taking one day out of the month where we do a podcast, and instead of doing our traditional podcast, the three of us just play a game the entire time.
Ooh, see, I like that.
I like
Mario
that too.
Maker.
Now we're
I
cooking.
like that too.
Mario Maker. I like that.
I don't own Mario Maker, but I
Yeah,
guess
I
I
know.
can get it.
How? Oh my god.
Because
That's
I'm
one of,
not
like, top
creative.
Switch
I'm not a
games.
creative
It's
person.
not, you can just. play the
No,
people's-
yeah. I
And
didn't start
honestly,
building.
dude, I did the same thing, and I did, and I was like, "This is
Yep.
incredible."
Yeah, I said the exact same thing where I was like, I'm definitely just getting this to play. I bought it with the intention to not make levels. And then I was like, let me try. And I'm like 40 levels deep. Like
Yeah.
it gets so fun to make your own levels. And everyone
Yeah.
has their own style.
It's just hard to make people play it, you know?
Are you wearing
That's
the shirt?
true,
Did
yeah,
you see
yeah.
my shirt?
No.
What
Are you
shirt?
wearing it? Why aren't you wearing it?
The gaming doge is gonna commit Sudoku.
He does
He's
that every
gonna-
stream.
He's gonna
He's
play
knocked his
some
mic over.
math games to the point of ritual math gaming. Oh, that's very cool. That is very cool.
There it is.
I'm jealous. I'm actually jealous.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys both got one. I don't
Yep.
have one.
Yeah,
I have
from
this.
Binky, our friend.
I have this
Binky.
cool Samurai Jack shirt that I'm wearing.
Yes, drop the
You
merch.
guys like
Lord.
it?
Wait,
Very
Josh, I
cool.
can show you how to do merch. Actually,
I love that.
it's
Yes.
free too. It'll
Let's
basically
make
just
the whole
drop
stream
ship.
about me. Just kidding.
We can.
No,
We'll
but
probably
yes,
get
one
more
of
sponsors.
our great viewers made these shirts for us. The end.
Excellent.
Yes, drop the merch, Lord. Ooh, I didn't see that. Looks like it has to be done. Let's do it.
Do it.
That would be sick if I had Jade shirts.
Yeah, you should.
Awesome.
Did you guys play any games this week?
Played like
Um,
4 Mario games.
just
this week
by
I
daylight.
I played Galaxy 2, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey, and just started Paper Mario.
Oh, Paper
yesterday.
Mario.
Wow, I played 4 games in 1 week.
That's
I know I'm not
insane.
playing it. I'm just so tired. I don't want that game to be boring for anyone because
Dude, it's been bumming me out this week. You've been playing so late. I've not been able to
know.
catch your streams.
It's really been shitty having to play that late.
Yeah.
Yes. What up,
But
Gaming Doge?
yeah, because I really want to see Mario Galaxy.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, we'll
Galaxy
talk about
2
that
was
in a little
amazing,
bit.
yeah.
Supposedly, according to a lot of people, that is the best Mario game ever made.
Man, they're Galaxy
I don't-
1. People are honestly on crack. Like, I don't know if they even attempted to play the other ones. These are the same people that are like, I don't like Sunshine because it just is too different. I'm like, what? It's like one of the best. So in my opinion, Galaxy has so many cool ideas that are just like perfected in Galaxy 2.
Yeah, that's my thought. Galaxy
Yeah.
1 feels like a beta to Galaxy
Yeah.
2.
Totally agree. Like the only thing that Galaxy 1 has is longer cutscenes, like more of a storyline, I would suppose. And honestly, I love the ones in 2. And a hub world. And Galaxy 2 does have a hub world, but it's not like quite the same. But personally, like everything about it was tweaked to perfection in 2. I can't imagine like someone playing them literally side to side and saying Galaxy feels better. Like I just can't imagine anyone doing that unless it was like nostalgia goggles for them or something like that.
Gaming Doge, we're your friends, homie.
We're your friends, homie.
We're your friends.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I didn't catch most of what you said there, Josh, because I was reading
That's
chat.
okay.
But but
There were only like 6 words in chat.
I think that, dude, I'm dyslexic, so
fair.
6 words is tough.
It's all of it.
That's all the words. Um, but yeah, I caught the nostalgia glasses thing, and I think
Yeah.
most games are subject to that. Like I
Yeah.
think that even modern games, you know, you're more apt to play a game from like the Mario series or the Zelda series or Doom or
Yeah.
you know, stuff we played in our childhood than some brand new IP.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah. That's actually a huge, like, we never really talked about that. How there's just like a stamp you can put on a game just to make it like foolproof. That's why the expectations are so high for this next year with Nintendo. Because, like, you know, they're coming out with another Paper Mario, another Zelda, and expectations are like, guys, we're going to buy it. So don't fuck us over. That's like how we feel as fans now. It's like,
Yeah.
this is all on us. If we like it, and then it's great. If we don't like it, then it shits on your series, basically. Is like,
Yeah.
it's almost more like what the fans think is more important than what the creators think at this point. For
Yeah.
games like that,
Well,
you know?
oh, for sure. I think that's
Yeah.
even more so than ever. I think that's
Yeah.
true for just about any game.
Yeah, no, completely.
That's a conversation I was having with actually Prime the other night.
Binky, what's up?
Binky, where's my shirt?
Where's your shirt?
We were bragging about you.
Like,
bragging about
Bink
yours.
made us pretty
but
great shirts.
Prime and
I
I were
before you got here.
Yeah, Prime and I were playing Destiny last night. Drinks in the chat.
Go.
And we were talking about how like the not only the fan base but kind of like the really vocal minority that is like YouTubers and streamers have such a huge impact on the game, and that kind of is to the detriment of casual players in some instances. And I think that a lot of games are impacted by that. But then on the original point, there's game makers are reluctant to create new IPs because of the huge risk that they could fail.
That's why that's why indies are taking such a huge incline. The ones that are good are coming to the surface more.
Oh
It
yeah.
doesn't take as much like true effort. Like, yeah, think about it. When like Nintendo puts their effort in making a new Zelda game, that's like a massive amount of their department, or almost the whole company is basically working on this one thing. You know what I mean? Like, companies that work and put all their effort into like a new idea, it like takes so much of their effort. And, okay, it failed. You know, oh, that's like Anthem, great example. It's like, okay, they put so much effort into that, and the entire company almost like got shit on completely just because of one failed effort on a new IP. Like,
yeah,
it happens
absolutely.
so frequently. So indie games are like huge now because companies can shit a bunch of them out without risking their livelihood, basically. Which is
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I think he gave you a follow. Wow.
Colin, what did you play this week?
Just Dead by Daylight.
Just Dead by Daylight?
Yep.
I saw you playing it off stream the other night. Last night. I saw you playing it off stream.
Wow.
That surprised me.
We played Mario Maker for like an hour.
Yeah,
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm gonna get.
It's
Mario
now
Maker,
co-op. It's now up to 4 player
online co-op. Yeah.
That's awesome. Why didn't they launch with that?
I don't know. They were like, we're not going to do that. Not what the spirit of the game is about. And fans were like, really? That's really dumb. They're like, okay, you're right. Sorry about that.
Seeing them do this kind of online co-op where the characters are so like, you know, you could do like a 20-minute long level, but like the characters are all in it together. It makes me go like, what the fuck? Why not Mario Party? Why not like all like Smash have a better online? Why not all these other co-op modes? Because like doing a platformer that's online, that feels like a huge undertaking. Like 4 people cooperatively playing a level together. That's to me like very impressive for Nintendo. It's like, now you kind of got to do it for everything. I like want to see it on like, I'm surprised Mario Party. That's my biggest offender.
I don't see the point in any game not having co-op.
At least
literally
the shitty like
game.
try it.
No, there's some games that like you don't want co-op. Like it's just like horror games don't do well in my opinion in co-op.
And like a Zelda, like when
you
Zelda
don't have
comes
to qualify
out,
it with in co-op.
Like a new Zelda
kidding.
game or like a one-player Mario game, like it's okay if the second person is like Cappy or like the Starbit shooter, but like it does feel a little weird to have like, it feels like they kind of water down and maybe it's just like a thought, but like watering down the story to sacrifice for the multiplayer. A lot of times people want like all the effort going into the main story. It's like when Doom like started doing multiplayer, that was a big shock because it's like forever been like a solo game. And I was like, oh, sweet, we can do this now. This is intense. What up, Adam?
Yeah.
Adam's
Okay. So
here.
I retract my statement about every game should have co-op, but
Well, not
more
every
games
game,
should have
yeah.
co-op. I mean,
More
there's a
games,
lot
I
of games
agree.
that could definitely benefit from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well,
and
yeah.
that's
one of my
definitely
favorite
one of them.
games is not a good game. That's a co-op game. Is Destroy All Humans 2. It's a horrible game.
Dead by Daylight.
No, Destroy All
I
Humans.
thought you were gonna say Dead by
Oh,
Daylight.
I thought you were talking about games that suck. That
Yeah.
I mean,
lot
that
of-
game isn't great. It's
Yeah.
like fun, but like it's not like a good game. You know, it's like
No,
one of those games. It's enjoyable. But
You're
it's like,
absolutely right. I've said it a million times. There's games that have been utter shit, but the fact that I could play them co-op with a good friend,
Yeah.
we spent hours and hours and hours playing some of the worst
Yeah.
games ever made.
right.
You know, co-op just does like brings games to another level, even if it's a
Agreed.
shit game.
Yeah.
So, I just think that literally, not any game, but most games could benefit by co-op just for.
Yeah, at least to
for
attempt
the-
to see if
yeah.
like because some games you don't realize that type of thing is fun until you played it in co-op and you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize this is that awesome because I never got to play with anyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, everything should
Definitely.
at least have some form of like, to an extent, of couch cooperation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even if it's like I'm saying, just shooting the star bits in Mario Galaxy, like just to have
Yeah.
some way to.
Well, I wanted co-op in Mario Galaxy, like real co-op. You know, split
Oh.
screen or like.
This has been our
online.
dream for a while.
I think any
is
Mario game
Galaxy 2
could have
co-op.
co-op or should have co-op.
I don't know.
R-
See,
really
Mario
any
3D
Mario
World,
game.
in my opinion, was better single player. Like,
Really?
Dude, it makes it harder to play co-op, in my opinion. Like it's a little more
Oh.
difficult and like
Yeah,
it's
but that
fun.
can be fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, the quintessential experience, I agree, was solo playing as Mario, and you're.
Yeah.
just
I
like,
think
wow,
I
this
think
is great.
2D Mario games are really hard to play co-op. I get
Yes.
lost. I get like
Yeah.
I get confused who the fuck I am on the
Yeah,
screen.
and that's kind of the only issue with Mario Maker that we encountered. It was like we'd kind of, I was like, at least like, where the fuck am I now? Or like, okay, I died, now I appear where he is, and oops, he's jumping over a gap, so I die again. You know, it's like kind of like not perfect because that's just
We
the
need-
nature of it.
I wonder if there's a way to like download the Mario World levels for Mario
Oh.
Maker.
Someone apparently has been trying to compile like all of the levels from all of the Mario games, and he was saying that some levels are impossible to make. Some
That's
levels, like,
dude.
don't have
Adam
any
was doing that with he was trying to remake Mario 64 in 2D.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. Some of the levels he made are freaking awesome.
I did one. I did Bowser in the Dark World to try it. Oh, I did Wet Dry World, but it looks really bad. Oh, I did Foot Race with Koopa the Quick also. I forgot.
I heard about that. Yeah.
That's my
Oh
most
my God.
popular level, actually.
No way, really?
Yeah, it has like over 400 plays.
Wow. Mine has
Yeah.
like, what was yours again? 400, you said? About 400.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I said like 450.
Oh, weird. Oh, mine just went up. I just checked.
Wow,
mine.
it just went up while I wasn't looking. Wow, that's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Uh,
I don't own it. I've never played it. So
You should definitely. It's
sorry.
like
yeah.
out-
Okay, I'm gonna get it just so I can play co-op with you
I
guys.
put at least
honestly.
200 hours into that game, just streaming.
I also want to play Adam's levels too. So that's
Oh,
another
yeah.
thing that
Me
I
and
want to
4Gs,
do. Yeah.
we have a ton of levels too. Like between the three of us, you can probably play.
Yeah, I don't
like,
care about your
over-
levels.
Bitch.
I'm just kidding.
Mario
I'm definitely down to play you guys' levels. That
Yes.
sounds
Make sure
fun.
you like them and comment on them.
yes,
Um,
comment within 24
comment.
hours of making them.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
I love
on
how
there.
big like
Okay.
Mario Maker was when it first came out, and people still do this. But like a new level would come out, and I would even do this. I'd like post on Instagram, post it all over Discord, and be like, "Everyone go play my level." And people would do that for these huge levels to try and like promote them, and it worked. Like people would come around and be like, "Oh, I saw your level on Instagram." Like here, it was like a phenomenon. I remember Arby's and McDonald's and a few other big companies made levels as well. Like,
My
it was
favorite
huge.
like Mario Maker piece of content that was ever put on the internet was King Gathalion's Super Divorce Maker that he did with his wife. I've told you about this a couple times. I think that shit was
That's
hilarious.
amazing.
He would just make like super hard levels and like make his wife play them. So,
Oh yes.
yeah, it was pretty great. While he just sat there and drank.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. Real good
we
quality content. I did not play any games this week. I'm glad you asked.
What Destiny 2?
Any
I
new
saw you.
games?
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no. Any new games?
I was like, what are you talking about?
Though I did watch a lot of Breath of the Wild because my brother-in-law's been playing through it again, and like watching it again really drove the point home to me that it's not an actual Zelda game.
Yeah.
It's an awesome game. It just there's so many elements of Zelda that are missing, including the music. Like the music isn't there. I know Colin says it's just slowed down, but like if I can't interpret it as that, like it doesn't, you know, I don't have
it's ambiance music. It's not like true Zelda
Right.
music. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not true Zelda music, and that's a huge bummer.
There are very few really good original tracks in there, but a lot of them are remixes of old tracks. Like Zora's Domain is probably my favorite track in Breath of the Wild, and it's literally a redub of Zora's Domain. So
right. But again, it just doesn't like that's something that is so characteristic of Zelda games that from the very first Zelda game. And it's just not there.
You know what else? There's no magical instrument. There's like so many things that are iconic. Like name a Zelda game without a magical instrument.
There's a lot of Zelda games without a magical instrument.
A Zelda game.
Zelda 1.
Pretty sure there's a flute.
Okay. Okay, you might be right. Zelda 2.
I think there's also a flute in that.
Okay. There aren't.
There might not be.
Okay, but that's flute in the first.
Yeah, there's definitely
okay, maybe you're right. Yeah, I think there is a magical instrument in every single one.
There's no like iconic anything. It's just like very scrambly.
Okay, you're right.
And like you're saying, like when I watch someone play it, unless they're an absolute pro and doing crazy shit that I've never done or seen, I'm just like, I have seen meticulously every inch of this game already, and I loved it my first experience, but now rewatching it is like completely cheapened. Like, okay, cool, he's climbing up that mountain that I climbed like for 4 hours. Why do I want to watch someone do that? Like, it doesn't even feel good to watch someone replay it.
Which came first, the flute from Zelda or the flute from Mario 3?
Mario.
I think Zelda had to have come out before Mario 3.
I think it did actually. I think it's actually I wonder if that's a shout out. Yeah, actually, it does sound like.
There you go.
I'm picturing the same flute too, where it's like it's a flute as opposed to an ocarina.
Can you show us that one more time?
It's like a flute.
Yeah. What does the flute look like?
The size flute.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time we see an ocarina is in A Link to the Past, I want to say, which is the third Zelda. So, yeah. It's still called the flute. It's still called the flute, but it's shaped like an ocarina.
Yeah, and the first time it's called the ocarina or ocarina, however you fucking say it, is in Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Yeah.
They call it the ocarina, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the first game I think where they do, and then the Ocarina of Time comes out. So it's weird to think, but Ocarina of Time is only the 5th Zelda game. So that's wild to me. Zelda 1, 2, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, and then
CDI. What about the Panasonic Drive one? Does that count?
Yeah, does it?
Does that one count?
There were 3
I don't think that one counts.
No, I don't think that counts.
Oh my goodness! Thanks for the follow, ABCDFG.
What the
QRS TV WXY and Z. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
That's hilarious.
Oh, there it is. It's the whole alphabet.
It is. Except for the O is a 0. I messed it up.
Damn.
Guess who I am?
Guess who I am?
I don't know. Are you the alphabet incarnate?
That's what it looks like. Maybe it's 0.
More Zelda game than Breath of the Wild. Oh, haha. You're all of us. Everyone agrees. CinemaCast is making fun of us for constantly saying that it's not as much of a Zelda game as the rest.
Because it's not. It's just not even a Zelda game.
It's just not. It's a huge,
It just makes me really scared with Zelda 2 or with Breath of the Wild 2, whatever it's going to be called, on the horizon.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned. Like,
I'm even concerned with the name. The calling it Breath of the Wild 2 is concerning for a Zelda fan.
Is that the name of it?
They've never done that in Zelda history. Like, oh, here's Wind Waker 2. No, they call it Phantom Hourglass. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, here's Ocarina of Time 2. No, they call it Majora's Mask. Yeah, like, it's just going to upset me if they do that. Except for Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Shut up, everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Also not called The Legend of Zelda, though. It's literally called Zelda 2.
That's true.
Let's omit that game.
Okay. It's a cool game. I like that game. Game. Do you guys want to get into the news?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Start with the bullshit first.
We're jumping up. Yeah, we're jumping up there with some rumors.
Yes, rumors first.
Switch Pro's launching this year.
Yes.
That's the rumor.
That's a rumor.
I don't think this is true.
What's so
I think we're gonna get an announcement for the Switch
It
2
seems like
or
it's way
Switch Pro
too
this
soon
year.
after the Switch Lite.
Because
Too
the
soon.
Rona.
No, that's
Rona.
it's fairly characteristic of Nintendo to come out with iterative versions of their consoles,
Yeah.
especially their handhelds. And we all know that the
Yes.
Switch is kind of like a hybrid handheld.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they would well, we know they're working on it. We know for a fact that they're working on it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have an announcement for when it's coming out, obviously, but I would venture to guess that it's going to come out in the same time window as the original Switch, which is March of next year.
That does make sense.
Yeah. I do think we're going to get an announcement for it this year, and I would be willing to bet that's coming in June. Because that's when E3 would have been, right? So I would have to guess they'll probably do like their big Nintendo Treehouse thing, just all virtual, and that's where we're gonna get our announcement. Some of the other news or some of the other like rumors we have on it come from some patent filings that were leaked.
Interesting.
So we've got like a Joy-Con redesign where the Joy-Con actually articulates, so you can get like a better like purchase on the thing itself. It's a little more ergonomic. A stylus might be built into the new Joy-Cons.
God, I can't believe that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah. What we do actually know about the Pro is that it will have an enhanced Tegra processor as well as a higher res screen. So the Tegra NVIDIA Tegra processor is what's in the NVIDIA Shield. Okay. And the NVIDIA Shield is kind of like the pilot program for the Switch, right? So the original NVIDIA Shield came out. They used that technology for the original Switch. So they've got the new NVIDIA Shield, which uses this new processor, and that's what's going to be in the Switch Pro.
To me, it sounds like these enhancements only affect the handheld version of the Switch. Like when I plug it into my TV, what am I getting that's new?
Well, you're gonna have more processing power.
So okay, I gotcha.
With this new Tegra X1 chip. I don't know how much like what I need from it is something closer to like, closer to modern specs, right? We can't have the Switch. It can't be like a small step up from the Switch.
It has to be fat.
It's got to be significant.
You're saying it's like compete with like the bigger consoles.
Yeah, at least give us like 100 fucking gigabyte hard drive or something. Like I'm tired of this like 36 or less, and then 12 of it is the OS or whatever. Literally, like I had my Switch and was like, "You have 24 gigs left." I'm like, it said 36, but okay.
You can get up to a terabyte SD card for the Switch.
But again, it's like an SD card. I want my actual. I don't love
you
having.
Just put an SD card into a Switch. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Micro SD. You didn't know you could expand your Switch's memory with micro SD cards? You've been playing this long, and
I don't love to do that though.
I don't have my Switch up here, but it's very accessible.
It's on the left side. I think it's just opposite of the cartridge slot.
It's not.
No. Oh, I don't know then.
I think it's opposite of the cartridge, or maybe on the bottom side of the Switch. Do I need to go downstairs and get my Switch?
I don't believe you.
It's on there.
It definitely is.
You.
All Nintendo consoles.
It's on. Oh, it's under the kickstand. CinemaCast for the win. Thank you so much.
Under the kickstand.
Oh, here it is. It's a small one. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's a micro SD.
Don't take it out.
Huh?
How did you not know that? That's hilarious.
I mean, it's under the kick. I don't ever use the kickstand.
You can play so many more games now.
Do you think there's going to be another?
Super cool.
Do you think there's going to be another iteration of the 3DS? Or are they moving it all into the Switch? Because honestly, it's been about 8+ years on just the 3DS's lifespan.
The 3DS.
3DS is
9
done,
years.
man.
9 years. No, but people are still playing it though.
I am still playing it because I love the 3DS.
But it has the longest console lifespan without having a reboot. It's 9 years old.
Nintendo, I'm pretty sure, has gone on record saying that they're full on with the Switch. They've stopped producing 3DS stuff, which is a bummer.
That's what I was kind of thinking. It's Rebel, Rebel! Oh my God! Hi.
But yeah. Yeah, so
We're almost at the juiciest news.
the juiciest news.
I'm really
This
excited
is
for
the
this.
juiciest news. The Last of Us 2 being delayed.
No, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
That's the juiciest news.
But we skipped
No one
fattest
cares about
news
that
of-
anymore.
Yeah.
We haven't skipped anything. I'm just going down the list here, homie.
All right.
So Sony has delayed The Last of Us Part 2 as well as Iron Man VR. I know we were all excited about that.
Dude, I was.
Indefinitely due to COVID. So
Wow.
so basically we don't know when they're gonna release it. Which is kind of crazy. And their statement that they put out was logistically the global crisis is preventing us from providing these games the launch they deserve. Which
no other companies doing
I don't
that.
Yeah, no other company's doing that.
They're
But
I really think it's gonna be delayed anyway.
do you think they're just doing that to get extra time to work on these games?
Which is fine.
A lot of people
delay.
are using this as a cop out. I would guarantee it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a problem with the
a
game
lot of people
being
working
delayed
from home,
to.
though, and that's a lot harder to work.
That's
from
true.
Home versus
That's
like
true.
working.
You don't think a lot of these companies are forcing them to like, well, okay, maybe not. Yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
think they're
fair.
going to delay regardless, and they're probably being like, well, now we have a real good reason to delay. I mean, like it's already been delayed once, right? Like, why not be delayed again? So.
Yeah, Chamali's right. More attention and free marketing. Yeah, it is kind of. It's true. It keeps it on your mind. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima. I've been talking about it for years now. It feels
Me
like.
too. Me too.
That's gonna fucking.
Oh my
never
God.
go. Let's be real here.
No, we've got a release date for it, don't we?
When's it? One more time, June. Yeah.
Yeah, June. Yeah,
It'll be on
I'm
Steam,
so
right?
freaking pumped about it.
It'll be on Steam, right?
Fuck no, it's on the PS4. It's
Come
exclusive.
on, are you serious? It's
Yeah, it's a
exclusive?
PS4 exclusive.
I hate.
I love how
playing on
you're like now the
PS4.
one that's like, everything.
I really try not to play anything off of Nintendo or PC if I can. Like I was scared because at first I thought Doom was only an exclusive for console, and I was like, wait, oh thank God, it's on Steam.
It's never been exclusive.
I know. I don't
for
know what I was
console.
thinking. Yeah.
That's
Did
so
you get
funny.
Doom 64 for free? It's pretty great.
You get for free?
Yeah, I
now?
didn't notice it at first, but when you buy Doom,
Because I know they're like
Eternal-
dirt cheap on
Yeah.
like the Switch store.
But when I re-downloaded Doom Eternal because I had to redo Steam and everything, and then Doom 64 was just sitting there in my library, I was like, oh shit, okay. For free.
Oh wow, I
even-
didn't know that. That's
yeah.
really cool.
That's
What do you
pretty
guys think about though? Like, do you think you kind of mentioned it? Most other games are actually being pushed forward in light of the whole COVID situation.
Hey, Jade.
It's kind of strange that they're just like, oh yeah, we can't logistically give it the launch it deserves. I think that
It's a
people
cop-out.
want to play the game and are going to play the game no matter what.
Yeah, to me,
You know?
you would only do that if you were truly worried in some way about the launch. Like, it's like kind of like it's kind of like having a restaurant and you're just like, we're just gonna close because like people aren't gonna shop at our store. Like you're saying, if a game is good, they're gonna buy it. So to me, it's like a fear tactic. They're like, they might not buy it because people don't want to leave their houses. But like people keep failing to remember that like it's not the same type of media. It's not like a movie where like I'm not going to go see a movie now. But I
Also,
will
that game's
definitely
about
buy
like
it.
a disease that kills the human race,
Oh,
right?
fuck.
It just
Maybe
occurred to
it's
me.
bad timing.
It just occurred
It's like
to
the
me.
opposite of timing with Animal Crossing. It's like,
Yeah,
what is
right?
the last thing people want to do is sit home and think about another world-killing disease. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Wow. That's fun.
Crazy. So Final Fantasy VII broke release date.
Broke
Did you
it.
guys?
No.
You can buy it right now.
now?
You
Buy
can
what?
find it in some
Yeah,
stores
I'm also pissed
right
this is an
now.
exclusive.
It's a timed exclusive. It's got to be, right?
It has
No,
to
I
be.
don't think it is. No, they've had a
Ugh.
deal with Sony. Sony's been
For
fucking
years
jerking
now.
themselves off about it for years. I think it is an exclusive.
Oh my god! Think of how much money they'd be making off of just advertising for this shit. in the
Chamali
past
says
10
it's
years.
timed. He's probably right.
It's
He's
timed.
my fact checker for sure. I
I'm gonna
make
be
stuff
honest,
up and he comes in.
I honestly might not get it until it's on Steam because it's just like
What a party pooper.
I really want to play it, but I think a lot of people's reaction to this is going to be, yeah, it's a good new Final Fantasy game that isn't the original, like because it's not the original. Like the whole principle of remaking a game like that into this completely makes it a new game. It's not like remaking Link's Awakening where it's like, sweet, it's a new looking Link's Awakening. Like this makes it a new game in my opinion. I don't think it's like anything but the story is left, right? Like if you think about it, everything is completely new but the story. Like, and the skins. And the
I don't know.
characters.
I mean, like, what was it? Resident Evil 2 did really well. Resident Evil 3 remake did really well. People like the remakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be thrilled if they came out with Ocarina of Time remake.
But
Even
then
if it's
again,
the same damn game, I'd
but
be
it's
like,
not. That's the thing, because Final Fantasy VII, it's a top-down, horrible graphics. It runs off of this very specific engine. Where
Wait,
you're like,
Final Fantasy 7 was a top down?
yeah, it's a top-down 3D. It didn't have
Kind of.
It
It's
didn't have
kind of.
third-person perspective though. You couldn't adjust
Well,
the camera.
no. So I wouldn't call it top down per se. It's
RPG style.
It's all pre-rendered environments. And there's some scenes that have more of a top-down angle. There's some scenes that have more of a side-scrolling angle. It depends on what scene you're in.
It's like Mario
But yeah,
RPG,
because it's all
right? Yeah.
kind. I mean, it's a little more enhanced than Mario
Yeah.
RPG, but yeah, it's the same kind of principle.
But my thought is, this is now like a third-person camera-angled view on a completely new everything but story and character names. I don't know. This is me rambling on to say it might not be as good as the original, basically.
Some people are saying it's gonna be better.
Better than the fucking one of the best games of all time.
I think it'd be easily better than one of the best games. Here's the thing. It's gonna have the same story. They're not changing the story, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fair.
That game, if you go back and look at it, it's dated as hell.
It is dated.
It did not age well as far as like graphically, right? And even the battle system, right? So you've got an all new battle system. You've got insanely beautiful graphics now. You've got a more flushed out story because they're giving you like more to do. They're basically expanding so this first part is only like the first like third of the game or quarter of the game.
Give it to 3
but
parts
they're expanding it out into, much more like flushed out whatever it is. I don't know. Like I doubt it's just going to be side quests, right? Like they've got to give it some meat. People would be furious if it was just side quests.
I'm surprised people aren't furious that it's a 2-part game.
People have been complaining about that for a long time.
That's crazy to me.
They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're
gonna charge me $150 to play a game I've already played.
Here's the thing: if the content delivers,
that's the thing.
If the content delivers, I don't necessarily have a problem with it, right?
All right, you get it first.
But if the content's not there, if it's just the first quarter of the game and some shitty side quests, then everyone has a right to be pissed.
Yeah. It's like, okay, the game ends at the Chocobo races. The end. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be weird to kind of end it. Like, I know there's some thematic parts where you could absolutely, I'm not going to spoil anyone who hasn't seen it, but like, there are some parts certainly that you can end the game and be like, until next time. And you'll be like, damn, I want more right now. But there's also like some weird stopping points where it feels like, okay, you just turned a quarter. The whole game was 50 hours for me, and I did a ton of the quests. So I put a shit ton into what I thought was a very long, like it could have been like a 20-hour game, but I put a lot into it, 50 hours. And now it's like a fucking 2-part, like I'm sure like 200-hour game.
Wasn't the original game like 80 hours?
Well, maybe I played it fast then, but it took me 50 hours and I felt like I did a lot of exploring, so like, I'm sure it's longer if you like go 100% or max out your characters or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but like that's the whole thing. We can't really judge it until we have our hands on it or until someone else completes it and tells us, like I would say if that is a concern for you, definitely wait to buy it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I need to see how it holds up.
Yeah. You ready to talk about your favorite news?
The best news and only news, arguably. No, I'm just kidding. Only news that matters.
So,
bring it.
This year is the 35th anniversary of Mario.
Happy birthday, Mr.
Okay. So the rumor is, and some of this is pretty hard confirmed.
It's a confirmed rumor, essentially. Yeah.
A whole bunch of Mario games are being remastered. A whole bunch.
The
this
word
includes
remaster was never specifically used. Redone. So that's either remaster or remake.
Remaster or remake. So I would expect
port.
Remaster.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's the list of probable games. Some of which are more or less confirmed.
Yeah.
Mario 64, Mario Galaxy,
Ooh.
Mario Sunshine.
Oh, baby.
Here's where we get into the possible stuff. Mario Galaxy 2. The 3D World Deluxe.
That was
okay, so
super
like a
confirmed.
deluxe version of 3D World.
New
That's
levels
cool.
and everything, yeah.
A brand new Paper Mario. And then there's also a new there's rumors that most, if not all of these, are going to be released in a single collection.
Oh wow, I didn't hear that one yet. That's gonna be like
So-
$500
Wait,
to take
what?
all my money. I also heard
Again, some of this is you got to take this with a grain of salt. Some of it, we
Yeah.
can definitely expect some of these Mario games to be coming, right?
Yeah.
But expecting all of it is maybe a little much. I would definitely like manage your expectations a little bit
I want it all.
with this. I want it all too, right? But these are the rumors that are flying around.
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
heard they were going to be doing a redoing Paper Mario 1 to coincide with the release of the new Paper Mario. I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally included in the game to get people to play it.
Paper Mario 1 or Mario RPG?
Sorry, Paper Mario 1. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're kind of separate. As much as I do think or Mario RPG, it goes Mario RPG, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, and that's it. Like, I do think a lot of people segment RPG away from the others and like they made it like its own paper collection.
Yeah, I think that's a little criminal though.
I agree
Just
that it's a little
because
criminal, but I think that RPG doesn't.
None
hold
of
up
those
as
would
well.
exist if
I know.
RPG wasn't there.
I don't
you know?
think RPG holds up as well as Paper Mario does, in my opinion. And that's maybe why. It's because it's a harder game to remake without like completely changing the like remaking Mario RPG would be an overhaul. Like I don't even know what that would look like. That would be so different. It's not like
it would look like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right. Oh my god, that'd be insane.
I'm half kidding. Oh, dude, Mario RPG had a great battle system. It had a really unique battle system.
Yeah, it actually used action commands and all that. It was like one of the first RPGs to do action commands.
I never saw it, I never played it, but I gotta see it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great. The other one that I don't know, I'm pretty speculative on this one, and this is completely hearsay rumor, is that they're gonna be announcing Odyssey 2. So, and that kind of makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Like they would literally cherry on top and maybe even announce it after everything and be like, this leads up to our biggest announcement, Odyssey 2 at the very end of the year, or even for next year, just announcing it this year at least.
Yeah, I think it's honestly bizarre that we haven't heard any kind of Odyssey 2 stuff floating around. Like most people, when they thought, oh, this is the 35th anniversary, they're gonna do Odyssey 2.
Yeah.
Right. And then all these other rumors came out and people kind of forgot about Odyssey 2. I think you're right. And I think that'd be amazing. I think freaking love Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's Colin's favorite Mario game.
It's his favorite alongside with
It's
Ukulele.
absolutely Ukulele and Mario Odyssey are Colin's favorite games of all time.
He doesn't really like it though. Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it was just
I get the overhyped thing.
Yeah.
I get it. Because that's ruined some things for me.
Yeah.
But it's still a really fun game.
Yeah.
It's a really fun
enjoy
game.
it.
After replaying it, I gotta say, it not only does it have the most moves Mario can use, but with Cappy, like it enhances his jump potential like so much in creativity and originality in his acrobatics. On top of that, it feels
Samurai Mario.
Samurai Mario. That's a huge one. On top of it feeling like that, it like the actual control feels as good, if not slightly better than Galaxy 2, in my opinion. After literally just playing all of them back to back, the only one that feels really better is Sunshine, in my opinion, because of Mario being so loose and fluid.
You know, Sunshine felt really good.
Feels
It's hard though. Sunshine's really hard.
I think Sunshine is the hardest Mario game, actually, as far as overall. Like, obviously, there's the perfect run and there's Champion's Road, but overall, Sunshine had a high curve. Like, the most dying I had just throughout the game was in Sunshine.
Yeah.
Here's a question. How do you think they're going to tackle the lack of an analog trigger in Sunshine?
So for anyone who doesn't know what we're
Switch.
talking about, on the GameCube, you lightly press your R button or your L button, and it gives you a light spray. And then you could hard click your R or L button, and it gives you like a firm spray. So basically, it was like touch sensitive on the GameCube, the triggers. But the Switch is not like that. So I'm wondering if
this is actually accomplished in emulators. I've done it before. It's a percentage thing. So it knows the percentage of how far down something is. It's not an on or off switch, right? So a trigger is not an on or off switch. It's a percentage thing.
But no, on the Switch it is. That's the
Switch
problem.
is just a button.
So
Switch
on
is-
the Switch,
So
like
these aren't
no, they're completely it's just a
on or
little
off.
yeah, it's just a little click.
But then
I
my
wonder if
thought
there-
is,
maybe this one will be spray and
That's what
run,
I was thinking,
spray
yeah.
and stand in
Yeah.
place. That'd be the easy
Yeah.
fix
Could be.
then.
You think so?
that
I
would
mean,
be
It could be.
I actually did that for an emulator for a while until I figured out how to do the proper way of actually.
Yeah,
you
because
know,
like if you look
making
at
it.
this like a PS4 controller, let me unplug this. Like this trigger is
Yeah.
definitely like there. That's like each little inch I move or little, whatever. It's a different. It's like a different command to the thing because it's
Yeah.
analog, right? It measures the pressure, like what you were saying, Colin. But definitely, even on the Switch Pro controllers, it's just a switch. It's not a analog thing. And so the only way to get analog on a Switch is with the if you have the adapter for the GameCube controllers.
Yeah. And this could segue into, we were talking about different control designs and how the Joy-Con just needs an upgrade. This could segue into them making basically the perfect controller. Like make a GameCube controller with 2 triggers that's pressure sensitive. Like literally just add a Z button to the left side and then you're good. And then make L3 and R3 into the joysticks, but make it like a GameCube controller completely. And I think this would be like with gyroscopes as well. And it could be like the ultimate controller ever, I think. Like just
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they should. I mean, they could easily come out with a pro controller like that, right? I'm more concerned about the Joy-Cons. We need a Joy-Con redesign. So I'm hoping to
Yeah.
God that the rumor of the Switch Pro is true, that they're redesigning these Joy-Cons
bad.
because Joy-Cons are garbage. It's a great idea. I love the
Yeah.
concept. I love the
Yeah.
fact that I can, take them off my Switch and use them as a
Yeah,
controller or
totally.
whatever. I like that they have like the technology from the Wii Motion Plus controllers and
Yeah.
actually even enhanced, right? So that's all great. But the problem is they're so cheaply made and shitty
So
and
shitty.
uncomfortable that it makes it hard to play games that shouldn't
Yeah.
be hard to play.
Like when I'm
You know?
raging, I feel like I could squeeze and break it in my hand. Like
You definitely can.
yeah, I look at it and I'm like, this is a cheap piece of shit. Like some controllers, I'm like, oh, it's not the sturdiest, but I'm not like constantly wary about like its integrity. Like the Joy-Con, I'm like, okay, is it drifting? Oh, am I gonna squeeze it too hard? Okay, why is it hurting my hand? Oh, because it's a very narrow fucking controller. Like so many just negatives about the controller. It's absolutely Nintendo's biggest drop aside from letting Rareware leave them. Why?
Yeah, that
That's
that
like
was
the
a big
biggest
loss.
stab in the heart. I don't think it was up to them though, honestly.
Well, I think it was up to Microsoft's money bags is what it was up to.
Oh, I can't wait to not make a single good game ever again. Thanks, Microsoft, for all your money to sit in a blank office.
Yeah,
the
thanks
rest
for
of our
that
existence.
fucking pirate game. God damn it.
Yeah, right? Like literally Rareware hadn't done anything for like 8 years and they're like, what is it called even?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Here's the thing.
And I'm like, cool.
Sea of
game,
Thieves
but,
is
like,
actually fucking fun as hell
great,
when
yeah.
you're drunk and pretending you're a pirate.
I've
Yeah.
heard it's
That
actually
sounds
great
great.
with friends.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's super fun, but there's no end game. There's no
Yeah.
there's no game really. It's just an RP. Like it's
Yeah.
a pirate role play. Like
That's funny.
and that's it. You just hop in, you role play as a pirate for a couple hours, you get drunk as fuck while you do it, like a
course.
pirate would.
Like a pirate.
And that's it. And you don't play it again for another 6 to
Yeah.
12 months. You know?
Think about what Rareware was doing when they were with Nintendo. They were like machine gunning out games. It was insane. Like all of which had like sequels. Everything was amazing.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Like,
Conker's Bad Fur Day 2.
Conker, Banjo, Donkey Kong, Star Fox. A lot of things you don't remember. Like literally Star Fox and Donkey Kong, which are Nintendo IPs,
Mhm.
were produced by Rare. Like
Yeah.
those amazing games, like the best Star Fox ever was done under Rare. The entire Donkey Kong Country series done under Rare. Like so many games that I don't know what they were thinking when they left. Like they clearly are not as integral of a company looking back. They like clearly were working with Nintendo because they were becoming popular because of it. And then when someone offered them more money, they were like, I'm out. But they didn't realize how much good work they had done with Nintendo and they totally ruined their careers. Like
I
destroyed
agree.
the company
I
completely.
agree. Where's Diddy Kong Racing 2?
Seriously, we were just talking about that
favorite
literally
game.
yesterday. Yes.
Yeah.
Better than Mario Kart.
Yeah, but here's the issue is that although Nintendo owns the IP to Diddy and Donkey Kong, it does not own the IP to Diddy Kong Racing, so it can't possibly remake it. It's like so sad.
It hurts.
That
It hurts really bad. Yeah.
It would literally be Diddy standing there with no other characters because they're all owned by Rare except for Diddy.
Ugh,
Isn't that terrible?
that is
Wait,
really
no,
terrible.
Tip Top is yeah.
I think no, everyone else producing that game is an original Rare character.
Timba,
I think Timba. Isn't that so sad?
Pipsy.
Pipsy.
Timba's the
I need
tiger,
a
right?
Pipsy game.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
his
buy
island.
a Timba for $2,000.
Oh yeah, Timba's nothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
$2,000. You got
That's
your
my
own
Trump
Timba.
money right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
so biggest Nintendo announcement. Yeah.
That is the biggest Nintendo announcement. Do you think anything else is coming? Do you think we're going to hear about Zelda this year? Or do you think we're
I
going to
think,
hear it next year?
And so let's piggyback off this with next year is Zelda's 35th year anniversary. So 10 years ago on their 25th, what did we get? We got an orchestra gave us this amazing, like the Ballad of the Goddess thing. And they did like that whole like huge ceremony. Skyward Sword, Link Between Worlds, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like a special edition 3DS and Wii U at the time. Like
Yep.
a lot of Zelda stuff without like, I think there was probably a remake or two also. Like they released the Oracles on the, I think they released the Oracles on the 3DS at that same time. So they were like really bringing a lot of
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They weren't a remake, but they were a redo. So I'm thinking Breath of the Wild gets moved until next year, in which they go, boom, surprise. I know you guys remembered a long time ago, but now we're reminding you it's Zelda's 35th year anniversary. We're going to be remaking Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, da-da-da-da-da-da. We're going to go off.
You promise?
I hope.
Dude, a remake of Ocarina of Time would be amazing.
Yes.
And I want a real remake. I don't want a
real
remaster.
Yep.
I don't want like I want a real freaking
real-
remake of
I want
that.
it to
That
look
would be
like-
so juicy.
I want it
Oh
to
my
look like a
God.
sanded down, perfect looking Twilight Princess, but with Switch graphics, maybe a little cell shading, but I want it to look better than Breath of the Wild. Like, you know, I want it to be completely gyroscopic and have new stuff also, and like more like lore even, but like with the exact same core. Oh,
Yeah.
It wasn't the same. Like putting on the 3DS, I was like, yeah, it's nice, but like it's.
I think the 3DS version's better. I'm sorry. I
Really?
actually do. I actually do. I love the 3DS
I just
version.
think it's a texture overhaul with the gyroscope, and the gyroscope is great. Don't get me wrong. I love gyroscopics in Zelda games.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like, I don't know why. Maybe I
think
just
it's
a
so much
purist.
better. I think it's so much better. I think you are a purist. It's just, I don't know. It's such a cleaner experience. We've had this conversation before. I think that Ocarina of Time graphically didn't
You think
age
it looks
well.
like poop?
I think it looks
I
like poo.
personally, me and Colin agrees that it still holds up to this day.
Yeah.
We're like
I don't
nothing wrong
think
with
so.
it. I literally every time I pick it up, I'm like, damn, this looks so good. I don't know why.
For the time, it looked great. It was the best looking game on
Looks
the
great
console.
now.
No,
what he
it
meant
was
to
it was the
say.
best looking game on the console then. But now you look at it and it's like, I don't know. I think it's a step up from Final Fantasy VII.
Maybe,
you know?
but honestly, if they released another game that was like Ocarina of Time 2 for some
Thank
reason,
you. Chamali and CinemaCast agree.
it holds up as well. Wow. If if they
nailed
released
it.
another game that looked exactly like it, I would probably not care. I'd be like, this is amazing. It looks just like Ocarina of Time. Okay, I'm clearly a purist.
But it's the nostalgia glasses. It's
No, I don't
like
have those.
you guys have. So, what's the first Zelda game you played?
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. I love it. Don't take it away from me.
It's fine. It's a great
perfect.
game. It's
You're
it's an
right. Good
amazing
point.
game.
It's perfect.
It's an
Good point.
amazing.
You're
game.
right. Let's end
But-
it there. No,
yeah.
buts. It is.
And-
It's crazy because I actually don't think it can be beaten. Like I still play it, and like you're saying, I think it looks flawless. I think it's the best game ever made every time I play it, and I don't think it can do any wrong. And I've played all the new ones. That's having experienced every other aspect of Zelda, and I can't. I don't. Maybe it is nostalgia. Maybe it really is the best game ever. But
I mean, here's a perfect
how I feel,
example
yeah.
for you. The first Zelda game I ever played was Link's Awakening. I
yeah.
think that's the best Zelda game.
Damn it, that's how nostalgia works, huh?
You know what I mean? That's how nostalgia works.
Damn it.
You know? So like, and I can admit that like it's probably not the best Zelda game, but
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
not.
not.
in my heart it is. In my heart it really
Fine.
is. You know?
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Another Zelda game that I think is really amazing and criminally underrated is the Minish Cap. Like
I agree.
I think that game is better than most other like mainline Zelda games.
But
but
agree up
it
until
doesn't
the
really get
ending.
heralded.
The end of that game made me rage so hard. But I do think that Minish Cap is the best top-down Zelda. I think it beats out Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, actually. Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
It's bold
I
as
don't
fuck.
necessarily disagree with you. I just wouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah, I would say I probably enjoy the remake of Link's Awakening more now, just because it's like, oh, it's so beautiful.
It's
and like
so well done.
like what they did to save the old game, which was a
Dude.
10 out of 10 experience. They cleaned it up even further.
When
Like,
Marin is singing, it almost brings me to
I
tears,
cry.
dude. Like, oh my god. When I first saw the trailer, I had the goosebumps and I had tears in my eyes. Oh my god. Like I've never been so emotional about a video game in my life.
Oh, I almost shit myself when that got remade. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a really cool remake. That's how you do a remake, right? In my opinion.
Exactly. No, I completely.
It was a
agree,
complete overhaul of all the aspects
Yeah.
of the game, keeping the core identity at.
That's the thing. So that's what's bothering me about Final Fantasy VII is like Link's Awakening 1 compared to Link's Awakening Remake. It maintains that core integrity, and it's like you look at it and you're like, wow, this is beautiful, and it's clearly a new game. But it's definitely Link's Awakening. Like I look at it, I'm like, that's Link's Awakening. Like look at it now. With Final Fantasy and other games that do that, I'm like, that doesn't look like Final Fantasy VII to me. It looks like a completely new game. And
here's the difference, though. The difference is it's easy to do that with something like Zelda because Zelda's already an action RPG, right?
Yeah.
It's already real time. There's no turn-based anything, right? Whereas Final Fantasy VII is in a very dated, old school JRPG, like like turn-based battle system, right? Yeah. And that would not hold up nearly as well today. Sure, you can do it. There are games coming out like it.
I agree.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But they just don't have the same flair, right? So in order to make that game spectacular, they had to do a total overhaul, like a total complete overhaul. Whereas with the Zelda game, particularly something like one of the 2D Zeldas, you can keep that same feel, do like the three-dimensional graphics, but just have it still top down, and keep the same feel of the game and have it be, a brand new freaking game, basically. Yeah. And I think you could do that with any Zelda game, right? Because of the style of Zelda. Like, I think doing that with Ocarina of Time, you could completely overhaul Ocarina of Time and it would still feel the same because you're not changing the fundamental way you do combat. You're not changing the fundamental way you play the game, right?
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. Yeah. I think that'd probably be the biggest moneymaker Nintendo could ever do, would be remaking, like, complete remake of Ocarina of Time. Like, agree or not, I will say I do think majority of Nintendo fans, just fans of Nintendo since, like, they were kids, think Ocarina of Time is one of the best games ever made. Like, whether or not it's true or not, almost everyone I know is like, holy shit, that's like the best game.
I don't know if it's the best game ever made. I think it was one of the most groundbreaking games ever made.
Sure.
Okay, I get that.
Here's the thing, though. I think I think A Link to the Past is more widely considered the best Zelda game ever made.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I replayed that. I didn't like it.
It's not one of my favorites either, but I think the majority of the population of Zelda fans considers that to be the best Zelda game, with Ocarina of Time as the second.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I would imagine that Link to the Past, I think it's pretty overrated too, but I think that a remake of that in the new Zelda style,
I totally agree. Yeah.
would be
insane.
That would be one of the biggest blockbusters.
I'm shocked they haven't remade it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a big one that they're going to remake.
Game's iconic.
Yeah. I think a big reason they're remaking the Galaxies this year is to prove the Wii mechanics on the Switch, and so that they can also remake, games like Skyward Sword next year. I'm pretty sure we're almost certainly going to get an announcement for that next year.
We freaking better.
Like, if any Zelda game is getting at least a remaster with Switch controls, it's Skyward Sword. I would put money on that one, because and it really is like another hint that Galaxy is going to get the Switch controls. So they're testing it with Galaxy. It's a game that got shit on because it's like controls were the biggest holdback on it. And now Zelda's anniversary next year. People have already rumored it was going to get remade, but this just kind of pushes it for me that It would be
It wouldn't be hard for them to do that at all. I mean,
Exactly.
the Switch controllers can the Joy-Cons can already do all that.
Well, here's the
you know?
thing: the Joy-Cons can do motion and gyroscopics, but I don't know if they can do precise. Like I don't know if they can do like
The precision.
that precision is
Stuff
like
like-
with the Wiimote. I know it's probably doable. I don't know why I'm saying, but it was like very specific controls. Like I move my sword, I'm like turning it like completely, and
The
I don't
IR
know.
sensor is upside down on this.
Is it really?
Well, it's on the bottom, but I don't think you need it. I honestly
what?
don't think
Yeah.
you need it. I don't.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I think their technology is so much better in these than it is in the.
My only
In the
my only
Wiimote
thought would be
stuff.
like, what if you want to play Skyward Sword on handheld mode on the Switch? Is that even doable? Could it even be possible? It has like all the games have to be playable
Yeah.
in all modes.
You can do you can do gyroscopics on the like when you're playing
Yeah.
handheld mode. So I would imagine it would
Or
be
ha-
weird. I think it'd be weird.
Yeah.
But even when I'm playing Mario Odyssey on my Switch in handheld mode, you can still
just
do like the
jiggle.
shaky shit, you know.
You can't like hold up your sword specifically with one hand and then like carefully
That's
aim
true.
It takes
That's true.
like that was my biggest thing about Skyward. I was like very creative controls that I hate because they're so specific and terrible to do. It's like I loved the idea of this bullshit that makes me meticulously like literally like use your sword like a key to slide into a small hole and then like turn it like and then you gotta like keep turning it and you like your switch is upside down at this point. You know what I mean? So it's like it's going to be really hard. And I'm totally for literally making a no motion control version of this game.
Someone clip Josh fisting his camera.
Fist it. All right, there you go. But yeah, having a no motion control would also be a huge thing with just gyroscopics and just like fix it all to be just gyroscopic. That'd be great.
I can see that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Kind of like like Twilight Princess. Like basically, you just shake it and it just does the right. But you're missing out on like big parts of that. Like fighting Demise was so satisfying because all your training came together and you're fighting this hulking beast that's like ripping your shit out of your hand. You know.
Yeah.
And like you have to hit him just right, or like you get shocked. You know. Like I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna fix that. It's
gonna be really hard, and that's again why I think the Galaxies are coming out because they had mild motion controls. Like Starbits alone is an actual motion sensor on the TV. So that's like I don't even know if the Switch is capable of that. Like pointing a cursor at the TV and utilizing it.
Final question then. Here's the final question of the day because we're running short on time. Do you think they announce these remakes and they don't come out until the Switch Pro drops?
Oh,
I could see them coming out right on the cusp. I could see
because you think they're coming this year because of the 35th anniversary.
Year, so it might be like if you buy these, like they'll do some kind of like thing where they put them on your Switch Pro. I don't know, but I can see some kind of bundle where they come out really close to the Switch Pro, and so they can sell them to both people basically, like they do with like Breath of the Wild and all that. Like it was on the Wii U and all that. I could see that being the case. I'm very skeptical on more so this being a bundle because I will spend $60 on each game guaranteed. But like I'm less likely. Well, not less likely, but some people are less likely to be like, "Oh, that Mario bundle looks great," but like it's like $200-$300. I didn't really want to.
They wouldn't sell it for $200-$300.
They wouldn't do that. I think
they wouldn't do
like
that.
60 to 100.
No. It's gonna be a normal priced game. It's gonna be a normal price game.
$60 game is gonna have 7.
They're gonna have 4 Mario games, 4 or 5 Mario games, and it's gonna be $60. There's no way they're gonna.
I would pay $60 for just 64. Like with like so many.
What if it's co-op online, dude?
Oh, that's the one to remake though. Like the other ones are good for remasters because they do hold up really well. And I'm not saying 64 doesn't, but it's like Paul's saying, like it doesn't hold up for everyone. That's the one. If there's gonna be a remake, it's 64. It's gonna have a complete visual remake. Oh my god, I would poop myself.
Yeah. See, I think even though Mario 64 is an older game than Zelda, it's one of the first games on the Nintendo 64. I think the graphics in that game hold up better than Zelda.
I think I do too, only because Mario has the non-realistic aspect to it, where Nintendo.
Exactly.
This is the whole Nintendo doesn't need to brag about graphics, and Ocarina of Time was kind of not realistic, obviously, but like more humanoid.
They were trying to make it more realistic, realistic as they could on the current hardware, whereas Mario's stylized.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, Mario's like he's a short, like chubby guy. Like he's not going for realism. It's just like semi. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, well, hey guys,
we're doing.
I think this was some really interesting conversation. Yeah. Is anyone streaming that we can raid? You're not streaming tonight, are you, Josh? Or
no, I'm gonna take a night off. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. Adam was just like Mario All Stars Master Collection. Oh yeah,
bro,
that'd be the thing to call it.
That's it. That's it.
Master Collection.
He nailed it. Chamali's in there with Master Collection 1 and 2. That's probably what they're actually gonna do.
I have my All-Star from the Super Nintendo. I love that. That was a genius idea too. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, anyone we can raid right now?
Mindari.
You guys know? She's still streaming. Okay, we'll do Mindari.
Make her famous.
Cool. Well, this is Difficult Gaming Podcast. You're here on my Twitch channel, Ryugami-san. I stream on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights from around 6 p.m. to around 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and then on Saturdays from around 10 a.m. till whenever. It really depends on the day. And then we have the podcast here. You can also catch the podcast on YouTube if you've missed it. I don't have the link right now. I apologize. And then you can find me at Ryugami-sama on Twitter.
I'm Lord Yeshua. I might as well jump in there.
Yeah.
Lord Yeshua on all platforms. I think it's TTV on Instagram, but I don't know. You can just if you Google Lord Yeshua,
it's Lord Yeshua TTV on Twitter as well.
Yeshua. Oh, is it? Oh, fuck. Well, never mind. So Lord Yeshua with some maybe TTVs. And my schedule's pretty up in the air, but I usually stream apparently 6 days a week is what it's been lately.
It's ridiculous.
So,
it's been awesome.
That is awesome.
So tonight is my off night. We'll be back tomorrow. I know. My job is like poop city right now as far as
I know, dude. I know. At least you're making that cheddar though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cheddar. Yeah. I love cheddar. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
What about you,
I'm
homie?
Colin. You can call me 4Gs. I stream, but Colin streams 6 days a week also. No, I don't. I'm like all over the place lately. So whatever, really.
Pimp your extracurricular activities, man.
What's that?
If people need work for like video editing, for streaming, for any kind of assets that you do.
Oh, I don't have a place that I don't know. I guess Discord would probably be the best way to get hold of me.
Right here, you could tell
me. Okay. Well, yeah.
But yeah, he's an editor and for hire.
Cool.
Yeah, I probably need to have a Fiverr or something like that for that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that going.
Doing this all along.
Yeah, definitely. Don't forget to link any clips in the Discord. Yes. Send those to Josh as well.
It's really competitive now. I've gotten a lot. I haven't gotten one clip yet.
How dare you? All right, you guys ready? We're rating Mindari right now.
Thanks so much,
Have a great night, guys.
Goodbye.
Oh, here I gotta hit the.
Are we offline? Are we still?